All right, Alexa here with Kelowna Now. Like, what a gorgeous day we have for a second behind us. You were just outside. I'm jealous, but like, these are the time of year that you're just like, oh, we're so lucky to live here.
We're so lucky to live here. Blue sky and lakes and green trees in the city here. It's gorgeous.
We are diving into our second episode. We did smoking last time, and this one I think is going to be really exciting as well. So we are going to talk today about hypnosis for weight loss. So we were just talking offline a little bit. This is going to be for people that are trying to lose that 50, 40, 30 pounds.
That's right. That's right. This is what we're going to talk about. Everybody can learn some information from this, but I really want to speak to those that are in that 30, 40, 50, maybe a little bit more, wanting to lose a little bit more weight than that.
So very cool. I actually had the chance to be hypnotized, I think a couple weeks ago, or you used your hypnotherapy on me for more like trauma, but I'm just so blown away that you can actually help people lose weight by the work that you do.
It's so great. It was one of the techniques I learned right when I came out of hypnosis school back in 2013. It was a special technique called the virtual gastric band. Can you imagine having a hypnosis session where you have a gastric band placed around the top part of your stomach? So you have this small little golf ball sized pouch now in your stomach, and your mind actually believes it to be true. No surgery, no downtime, and costs a whole heck of a lot less.
Yeah, no kidding. I feel like lots of people will want that. So let's start with very basic. Like, why is this so powerful in weight loss, hypnosis?
Yeah. Hypnosis is so powerful for weight loss because the underlying reasons why there's a weight issue or excessive weight issue is because of thoughts and beliefs, ideas about your body size and shape, and they're all in your subconscious mind. So your conscious analytical thinking mind up here knows what to do to lose weight, but it's the subconscious part of your mind that drives your behaviors and your habits, and that's where hypnosis really excels. We work with the subconscious part of the mind.
Very cool. So you were telling me offline, and I'm excited that we get to share with everyone. What was this like? It's like a fact that people are born with the perfect control system. So can we talk about this and what does that mean?
So everyone was born with the ideal, perfect weight control system. Babies, when they're hungry, they cry, they demand, they want to be fed. And as soon as they are satisfied, and that is the key, satisfied, they stop eating, they just push away. And so with hypnosis, what we do is we want to reactivate that sensation, that feeling of eating when we're hungry and stopping as soon as we feel satisfied, not overstuffed and not filled up. And so, hypnosis is great to return adults to that perfect weight control system that babies have.
That we were born with. So not to blame moms, dads, parents out there, but it must start with parents with toddlers and introducing kids to food and that style. You must eat your whole plate before you get even treats or you can go do anything. So can you tell us a little bit more about that side of it?
Sure. Where the ideas that we have about food association, the beliefs about eating, how much we eat, beliefs about who we are identity-wise, shape and size, start in our formative years before the age of 8. Kids are actually in mostly their subconscious mind.
They are that for them.
They're highly impressionable. They're taking everything in. They're not logical and analytical yet.
Or overthinking things.
Overthinking. So can you imagine if somebody is portioning out a child's meal and it's their idea of what they think the child should eat, and maybe it's a lot for the child. Let's go back to the 50s and the 60s and 1950s and 60s. And it's like, you have to eat up all your food on your plate. You can't leave the table till you're finished your meal. Don't waste that. There's people over the world starving, so don't waste that. So these messages are going into the kid's subconscious mind. But the other thing about it is also there's this thing about positive messages that parents or grandmas or something is, happy birthday to you, Alexa, here's your birthday cake. And there's joy and there's happiness. So later on in life, when there's sadness and lack of joy, the unconscious mind goes, oh yeah, birthday cake.
Yeah.
That always makes treats. That makes me feel
when
better.
When you're sad, your mom gives you something to make you feel better.
Or grandma bakes you cookies. You had a bad day at elementary school. So these ideas are formed in early years.
Yeah. I feel like I can, just hearing that, and I'm sure other people listening, I'm like, oh. And not that I'm struggling with my weight, but you can see how if you fall down or you let that, like I work hard not to fall in that, but you're like, yeah, everyone wants a little treat, right?
Everybody wants a little treat.
And joy and happiness. So
that's right.
Okay, very interesting. So it happens young age where we shift or maybe have had those issues with weight. Okay, so let's talk about the food associations are formed. So can we go into a little bit more detail what this means?
Yes, that is also, it's when food brings joy. And food is now a replacement for feeling the feelings that we're feeling. There's feelings like boredom and loneliness, sadness, guilt, anger, frustration. And those are emotions when we shame, yes, bury it all down deep. Then food can make us feel better. It is truthful that food can make us feel better. Sugar lifts us up, but then crashes us down.
100%.
Yeah. So, yes.
That's what that means.
That's what that means.
Okay. So there's 6 different eating trance types?
Yeah.
So let's talk about them. The first one is busybodies.
Busybodies. So there are good trances and then there are not so helpful trances. So these are the not so helpful trances. So the busybodies, they're always on the go, running around, multitasking. They're the ones eating at their desk. They're the ones eating in front of the TV. They're the ones running through the drive-through because there's no time and it's constantly rush. And they're not paying attention to the food that they're consuming. And it's also not really great for the digestive system either.
Yeah, to rush it. Yeah, I can relate to this one. I'm sure lots of people can. When you're so busy and you're like, I need food now, you'll eat whatever. You got to a point where whatever's fast food, standing, like in the elevator, and you actually are not eating well.
No, absolutely. That's right.
Okay, then we have the comfort eaters out there.
So the comfort eaters, you can buy food anytime. You can buy the food that you want. You can buy the beverages that you want. And there's really no pressure to lose the weight because life is just comfortable. And there's no emotional trauma here usually, but it's just absolute comfort. So really, Alexa, it's lack of motivation. Oh, maybe I'll start tomorrow.
Yeah. When I'm on vacation, we were saying offline that a lot of more seniors, retired people fit in this scenario because you're at that certain age where you just want to enjoy. And
I turned 60 a while ago, and all of a sudden, worked hard all my life. Life's got just a little bit easier now, and I can go to the store and buy whatever I like, or
dine out and eat those foods and drink those foods.
So that's something that's common with my clients when, depending on their age group and where they're in, like busy moms, busybodies. Yeah, comfort eaters,
seniors, retired men.
And
Very interesting. Okay, emotional eaters. That is, I know so many people that are emotional eaters. So let's dive into this.
Sure. That's when food is used for joy, for happiness, for pleasure. And for that, we really do need to get some emotional regulation tools. So to uplift people so they feel better, more joyful, that they put some strategies into place so they can experience that joy once again, release the past experiences, emotions. That's where hypnotherapy really can help as well.
Very cool. Okay, I'm going to butcher this word.
Let's just say it's sedentary.
Sedentary. Gophers?
So people that
I've never heard of this word.
Yeah, I have to be honest, I have the instructor who I learned back in 2013, she's British.
Okay.
So maybe this is more of a British term.
Okay.
But really what it is, living a sedentary lifestyle.
Sedentary.
In front of the computer, sitting down at the desk, in front of the TV. So it is really a lack of movement in your life. And a lot of times people like this are also eating in front of the TV constantly. And because they're not paying attention to what's in front of them, they eat more and they don't feel satisfied. Isn't that sad that you have something in front of you and it's, oh, chips, yummy, yeah. And the whole bag has disappeared and there's no satisfaction there? What a waste.
Yeah.
Have a chip and chew it and go.
But you're just eating it and eating it and eating.
it.
I feel like this one might be seen, like the other ones, you're like, yeah, I definitely know these people, but I think because of the world we live in, a lot of it is like convenience. Like these are type of people that are getting skip the dishes delivered right to their door. They're not having to prep it. You're not spending the time tasting your food like you're saying and cooking, or like it's a ritual. Or
It's a ritual.
Yeah.
I like to say with my clients that to be aware of the hunger signals. So when you're getting a little peckish, that's the time that you are starting to prep your food or hunt and gather. So it's off to the grocery store to go get your food, have time to prep it before you're famished.
Yeah.
So it's
so you don't become a busybody.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, there's something there too when you're prepping the food, you're slowing things down. Your body actually starts to, believe it or not, your body starts to process food.
I believe that. I was just going to say, I seem to get full when I'm cooking, but I'm not actually, you're like sometimes picking, but you're looking at the food and
your sensories are going, your brain is going.
Okay, very interesting. And then we have our super snackers.
The super snackers. So this is something I used to do all the time, grazed all day long. And I had this belief that my blood sugar needed me to graze all day long. Yeah. I grazed on almonds, I grazed on vegetables.
Yeah, you kind of think you're doing healthier stuff.
That's right. But really what was happening was my digestive system, again, had no chance to process the food. And I was taking on way too much and didn't even know it.
Well, I think there's those diets or something where you've heard people, I don't even know which diets it is, but like small meals. So you're like small snacks all day. You're like, oh, but I don't actually eat big meals. I just graze all day.
That's right. And your body will never know to go grab the excess inventory, fat, and use that for energy if we're constantly putting in fuel into the body.
Very interesting. I feel like some people might be like, I'm more than one of these. Supersize me. Tell me. This is the people that go and are like, I'll get the bigger size.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Supersize me. Would you like an extra large fries with that? Sure. When I'm working with my clients, I'll often ask them, is it portion sizes or is it particular foods or beverages that is the problem? And it's a mix. So sometimes people say, yeah, I just eat too much. I have a big plate of food and I eat all of it and then I go for more. So they're ignoring their body's full signal, their natural weight control system. You remember the babies?
Yes.
I've had enough, push it away. They're ignoring that, they're overriding that. So what we want to do there is slow things down. Chew your food 10, 20, 30 times. I know. It sounds really boring and tedious, but that's meant to get you out of the trance.
Very interesting. All the books I read is they tell you to chew your food. And when you actually psychologically focus on that, I bet you 90% of people don't chew their food properly.
99% of the people don't chew their food properly. After 20 years of working in health food stores, people would come in mostly because they have digestive problems.
Yes. From not chewing.
Not chewing their food. So when you start to chew your food in your mouth, guess what happens?
Yeah.
Your brain actually gets the signal to signal your other organs in your body to produce the enzymes to break down the food when it comes to your stomach. So when you're chewing your food, you're starting that process. If you swallow your food and say, drink shakes, protein shakes, you're not chewing. You'll never feel satisfied because the brain's not getting the clue or the clue, the cue to start the digestion process.
Oh, so lots of people really live off their shakes and their juices, and they're like, I had my protein this, or I had my coffee and my creatine and all that kind of stuff. So very interesting. You might want to look further into that or make sure you are still having lots of food that you chew.
That's right. Actually, you can, some people chew their shake. Yeah, because it's just a trick of the brain. You can just drink and then
And then swallow. I've never thought of that. Okay. What is a trance interruption and how does this help someone?
Sure. So a trance interruption is waking yourself up out of the bad trance, the super snacking or
busy body.
all those kinds of things. The automatic just eating without being aware of it, doing things without being aware of it. So we want to wake up out of that and become aware of what we do want instead. Eat slowly and consciously.
It's being present.
It is. You're absolutely right. It's being present.
Like, it just dawned on me. I'm like, oh, just be present with yourself because then you will. Because I think a lot of time we're in this, like, when you drive a vehicle, autopilot. You go one way to work and you just, maybe you need to go a different way to spice it up to keep yourself from. Interesting. Be present.
Be present.
Why is hypnosis isn't about giving up control, but rather about taking the control?
Absolutely. One of the first questions when I do a consult with my clients, they're like, I don't want to be controlled. I'm not going to control you.
I can see that.
It's not my intention. My intention is to give you suggestions that are intended for your highest good. When we are in the trance and not aware, we've given up control. So taking back control, being present, brings back control to what you want. It is also, hypnosis is getting a person into that trance state where they can access their subconscious mind and their imagination and then amplify the things they do want. So I like to work with my clients and ask them what is their ideal body shape and size. And they'll give me a number, like a weight number and a dress size number.
Okay.
But in hypnosis, I want them to start taking control and imagining what that would feel like to be that ideal body shape and size for them.
Yeah.
So taking back control of their own thinking, their own thoughts, their own imagination.
Isn't it so cool that you hold the power to so many of your problems? Or the smoking one we've talked about, like the weight loss, some of the trauma that we'll talk in other episodes. And you have the control.
Yeah, everyone has it. Hypnosis is a natural state.
Yeah.
Everybody goes into it when they fall asleep at night. It's a brainwave state. And they all when we wake up in the mornings, you're again in that hypnotic trance-like state. So if people want to create their ideal body shape and size in their mind, in their imagination, do it when you're falling asleep at night. And again, when you wake up in the morning.
Cool. So desire to change is more important than willpower.
Willpower is the domain of the conscious mind, the analytical, the logical mind. But if there's not the desire underneath, then all the willpower in the world won't outweigh the desire. So in the subconscious mind, believe it or not, that the subconscious mind, believe it or not, but the subconscious mind's main job is protection of self, preservation of self. And when the subconscious mind believes that losing weight, becoming an ideal body shape and size is dangerous, then it will do anything and everything to prevent that from happening. Internal desire in alignment with everything, all your beliefs and everything, will get you further than willpower. I will go to the gym tomorrow. Yeah, not. No. But that desire for that body shape and size and all the feelings that come along with that.
Yeah, the energy, the feeling good, people complimenting you.
Complimenting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine looking in the mirror and going,
not
good, I look good.
Like shopping for clothes again. It's a snowball effect.
It's huge.
You have confidence at work. Maybe you find your partner.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some exciting events, free people. Hypnosis for weight loss. So can we talk about dates, what to expect? Go into that a bit?
Sure. I'm doing a free workshop. Actually, there's 3 workshops.
Yes.
It's Saturday, June 14th here in Kelowna. The links to register are on my website, flourishhypnosis.com. And we're going to be talking about the subconscious mind. I'm going to be sharing a lot of information of how people can begin their weight loss journey themselves, get themselves out of the trances and into the mindset with that desire to create the change that they want. One thing is that people think that they're alone and they're struggling by themselves. weight loss is a huge trillion-dollar industry because a lot of people suffer with it. So I invite you to be curious, come out to the workshop and learn a little something. I'm going to take everybody through a guided hypnosis session that will help them create in their own mind that ideal body shape and size.
Very cool. I just think though, as anything, especially weight, for anyone, I've seen people struggle, but you really do have to work on, like, everyone thinks fitness and food, but a lot of, like we've learned today, a lot of it's your mind. You have to heal or to lose that weight. You have to almost have a community together to get you there and not feel alone also, which is nice.
That's right. It's wonderful when we find out that other people are struggling with the same things that we're struggling with in our own mind. It's, oh, wait a second. It's not just me?
Yeah.
No, it's not just you. Yeah. And there's ways to create the change that you desire in a safe and effective way.
Very cool. So if you are looking to lose some pounds, go check out June 14th. We'll have all the details in our article. If you just want to learn more about hypnosis, you have questions, go to Flourish Hypnosis. All the contact details are there. Let's also, before we close, we have another event actually happening we touched on it last time, this Saturday. So let's remind the audience what we have going on Saturday.
Sure. So on Saturday is World No Tobacco Day.
Forgot it was a day.
It's a day. And I've always wanted to do a stop smoking workshop. So I'm doing them.
Very
and there's
cool.
3 to choose from. They're completely free. Will be about an hour and a half. You'll experience a hypnosis trance session to help you decide to quit smoking on your own. I'll give you lots of tips and techniques. And yeah.
Very cool. I just can't get over that. Yeah, like you can work on quitting like that way versus it takes hard work still, but
actually when you get your mind, your minds with an S in alignment, when you get your conscious mind and your subconscious mind in alignment, it's easy to do stuff.
Yeah.
But the first step is to make the decision that's something that you do want.
Yeah, and you could save yourself a lot of money and like the health. And I don't know about you guys, but on my Instagram, I just see nothing but like vaping. This includes vaping, vaping, smoking, how bad it is for you. Like it bothers me seeing people that I love vape because I know the damage that it's doing.
Yeah. And one thing I get people and they're like, oh no, I don't smoke anymore. I quit smoking. I vape now.
Yeah. It's not.
You're substituting one habit with another habit. How about just not put anything like a soother into your mouth and work through the emotional issues or the cravings by using all parts of your mind.
Just like full circle quickly, smokers sometimes do it to keep the weight off.
Yes.
So I was just thinking, if you're a smoker and you're worried about the weight, maybe you need to go to both.
That's right. It is absolutely incredibly true. It was actually an idea in the 1960s that were in a lot of the women's magazines. You've come a long way, baby, Virginia Slims. And so you can stick in a cigarette into your mouth and not eat food because then you can be as thin as Twiggy.
Yeah, I remember that model.
Oh, yeah. I mean, was she anorexic?
Yeah. Yeah, very scary. Okay, so if you got 2 of those, there's 2 free events. I encourage you to go check them out or even send them to family or friends that you know that might get something. So thanks again, and we will see you. We don't know the next episode, but we'll see you for the next one. Have a good afternoon.